Oh my God, y'all, it just clicked in my mind as to why, you know what I'm saying, law enforcement is talking the way that they talking and are being so like matter of fact. Like I've been seeing videos on social media going viral about the Julio Fulio murder and how his killers are on trial, and like videos from the trial are starting to come out of what the killers were saying. But one video that they kept showing to illustrate the events from start to finish was the recordings from all of those Teslas in that parking lot where the killers entered to come get Julio Fulio. So that led me to think David's crime was caught on camera on that Tesla. Y'all remember when the killers entered the parking lot on Julio, all those Teslas was off. So I'm not saying the actual unaliving was captured, but in order for that to take place and them to just put the pieces in the bags after the dismemberment was done, that was done right there by that Tesla. So the way he ordered the materials to do all this stuff, that shows this was spur of the moment. He wasn't thinking. So I know that Tesla, those cameras on the outside of that car, they activated and they picked up. So I'm willing to bet that Tesla shows the dismemberment of the young lady. I'm almost sure of it. So like I had told y'all when I first started telling y'all that the private investigator, he know more than what he could say, and this was back when this first broke. So I told y'all the private investigator, he just staying quiet and saying what he can say, because if he released certain information, the police is finna come get him for obstruction, because the private investigator working for the owner of the property, you know what I'm saying, and getting with the other neighbors, he's done had access to footage that the police done had access to. And so he didn't want to be the one to let the cat out the bag, to let people know that, hey, they got you on camera doing this. Now, Steve Fisher said the person who drove the car last was light-skinned, dark hair, and had a red jersey on. So I saw the picture that got posted of Neil on the tour bus with David that day after it was moved last, and Neil had on a red jersey with the number 20 on it, and he had long black hair. So now that the video of the car driving past the last time it was moved has surfaced, and people are starting to speculate, oh, who was that? Where they're freezing the car and saying, oh, who is that? Looks like the... No, that's not David. That's Neo. Remember I told you he made them unknowingly help? Neo was probably at the house and he was like, hey, do me a favor. Go park the Tesla around the street for me, you know what I'm saying, so we can get ready to go. And then Neo probably asked questions when he came back, like, yo, what was that smell? But now he was already implicated. So now that law enforcement is putting out information out to the public, the private investigator, he can come out and say a little more now. So when they showed that video of the car moving last on the 29th of the summer, the last time it was moved, he came out immediately and stopped all the speculation when people like, so David was the last to drive the car. And he, every time somebody say that, he was like, the last person I can see moving the car was a light-skinned person, a red jersey, long dark hair. And so I'm pretty sure that Steve Fisher done seen those same videos. And I told y'all, in a neighborhood like that, every single house got some type of surveillance, ring camera, something. So whoever moved that car last, they are on all those cameras walking back to wherever they came from. So the private investigator already done said in so many words that Neo is the one who was driving. So that explains why Neo walked out of that courthouse so mad at David, you know what I'm saying? And then he went to social media and started calling him all type of names. Because all he remember is the day before the tour, you asked him to move the car for him. So that's all he did. But when he go in that grand jury and he see those tapes of the car driving and the police is saying this is the last time it was moved, are you gonna tell me you had no idea? No. So now he see what he facing. So he's gonna be a witness against David. So that's starting to explain a lot of stuff. Cause Neo was on those videos walking back. So now that lets me know I'm right about the Tesla, because it had to stay parked inside the garage because he didn't need anybody seeing him carry no bags from the garage out to the car. So the car was always inside while everything was going on. And when it spots movement, those cameras on the outside activate on Teslas. So he wasn't thinking about that. So when he took her to the garage, where law enforcement found her DNA profile in the garage, he set everything up when it arrived in the garage outside. So once he did everything, he can dismember a piece, put it in the bags, put it in the trash bags, put it straight in the trunk. So all of the posturing and stuff that the attorneys are doing on David's behalf right now, I'm telling you right now, once they get the full discovery and they see this video, I'm telling you, there's no way they can take that to trial. Even if y'all try to defend him and say, oh, well, he just dismembered her, but he didn't unalive her. Well, when they see the video of that happening in real time and they see how gruesome it was and they see what his mannerisms were when he was doing it, was there any smiles? Was there any remorse? What was he saying while he was doing it? Was he laughing? When they see his demeanor and the depravity of him doing that, if he goes to trial, they're going to have to give him the death penalty.